Good luck, darling. You'll soon get the hang of it. It's common sense, really. All quite obvious when you're as experienced as me.
Thank you, darling. I'm perfectly well aware that you are an experienced salesperson and I am a complete novice. But don't let's forget, I wasn't a novice when it came to engineering.
Oh, don't be angry, darling.
I'm not angry, darling. I'm grateful to you for ramming it down my throat. Bye, darling.
Bye, darling.
Welcome. I'm your portable sales mentor. I'm with you wherever you go.
Everywhere?
Everywhere. In your car, on every sales call, monitoring your every move.
How can that be possible?
The miracle of modern technology, my dear.
Please don't call me my dear. It's rather patronizing.
Thank you. We're always prepared to learn. Let's hope you are too.
Of course I am. But I am pretty experienced. I don't actually need a training program.
Oh, fair enough. Goodbye then.
Bye.
We call the first lesson, Ask Questions.
What do you think I'll do? Sit there in silence with a customer?
Right. Well, you obviously think you know it all already. Off you go then.
So, you're interested in purchasing animal feed?
No.
You mean no?
Yes.
Definitely not?
Oh, definitely not.
So I'd be right in thinking that, in fact, you're not going to buy any?
Yes.
Well, thank you. No more questions. Thank you for being so frank.
Bye.
That was terrible.
Yes. You mean you heard everything? Yes, of course. The miracle of modern technology. All right. Yes, it was pretty awful. But what did I do wrong? I asked questions.
For a start, you asked the wrong kind of questions. You should ask open questions.
Open questions, of course. Yeah, got you. What are open questions?
Questions that open people up. Ones that don't demand the answer yes or no. You need to ask who, where, when, and of course how.
And why?
Yes, although you need to remember why can sound aggressive, impertinent. Better to ask the reason. Try again.
What? How do you see your livestock plans developing?
I don't.
For what reason?
I've sold the herd. There's no money in cattle these days. We ploughed up all the pastures in the autumn. Switched them to corn.
So, have you thought about fertilizers and seed dressings?
Well, I'm looking for a good deal.
Oh, really? I'm your man.
Well, I thought you were an animal feed.
Oh, we're in fertilizers now. In fact, we're the fastest expanding supplier in the Southwest.
Oh, you know. Excuse me. It's for you.
Oh. Hello?
See the difference?
I've told you not to ring me when I'm with a client. It's embarrassing.
Then I suggest you don't ever switch me off again. You see, you need me all the time. Anyway, no need to be embarrassed. Salespeople should be able to think on their feet. Pretend I'm your wife.
Oh, very good idea, darling.
So, you saw the difference. Don't ask questions that get a yes or no answer. Ask open questions that get beneath the surface. Establish their needs, and then you've got something to work with.
Very good idea, darling. Yes, I'll do the dinner tonight, darling.
Off you go then.
So how interested would you be in vehicle leasing?
That depends on the contract. How long would we have to keep the cars?
Typically 3 years.
3 years? So what would happen if we wanted to throw them in before then?
Well, you'd be responsible for the end of the lease. Or you could buy it out. It's a bit expensive.
Uh-huh. And I suppose there's a catch in the insurance as well.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Yes, I know. Terrible.
She took control of the meeting, didn't she?
Well,
I mean, she asked all the questions, didn't she?
yes.
The second rule is keep control.
Keep control. How would I do that?
You just did.
Did I? By answering a question with a question.
Precisely. Your wife's an experienced salesperson. Let's see how she would have handled that situation.
So, how do you organise your in-house transport needs at the moment?
Not very well, to be honest.
Leasing your vehicles can make a lot of sense in that kind of situation.
How much would it cost?
What range of mileage do your salespeople do?
Well, the figures are a lot higher in Wales and Scotland, but what's that got to do with it?
Well, presumably you want us to offer you the best rates. Now, how important is status in the way you allocate your vehicles?
A great deal more important than it should be.
Moving over to leasing could provide you with an opportunity to look at all that again.
Yes, I suppose it could.
Now, I can't give you a precise figure without going into detail, but, for example, if you were to standardize your models, extend the length of contract on some of the lower mileage vehicles, then, let me see. Which doesn't take into account any tax savings. And that figure could be substantially lower if you'd consider using pre-owned vehicles for some jobs. All guaranteed and maintained by us, of course.
Easy for her. She's been doing it for years.
That can sometimes be a problem in itself.
It can.
Sales mentors here.
It's kind of you to ring, but I don't actually need you, you know.
Oh, no. How about last Thursday?
I'm sorry.
I know what you're going to say. Our books are too literary for you this year. You're looking for basic bestsellers. Bodice rippers, that sort of thing.
I wasn't going to say that at all.
You weren't?
No. Goodbye.
Well, all right, perhaps you could have helped in that particular case. But I know him so well, I was sure I knew what he was going to say.
Exactly. You're falling into bad habits. You must never anticipate. Supposing you'd been right, you'd still have been wrong, wouldn't you?
What do you mean?
Well,
I'm sorry.
I know
but
what you're going to say. You're going up market this year. You want books of a high literary quality. But you believe that in these difficult times, even your most intellectual readers want something that isn't remorselessly depressing. And you find our list rather downbeat.
Exactly. And since I'm so predictable, I can imagine you can predict what I'm going to say next.
Goodbye?
Well done.
Goodbye.
yes. It's not your job to put words into people's mouths. It's your job to get them to talk so you can listen. You're forgetting to listen.
I don't usually forget to listen.
Oh, no. What about last Tuesday?
You were there.
I am everywhere. The miracle of modern technology.
We've completely redesigned our range of rackets.
We're digging up our tennis courts.
Marvellous springing, tremendous tension.
We've expanded so much that we're splitting in two. We're building a new fitness centre here and moving all our tennis courts to our new complex in Croft Crescent.
An average player could serve rockets with these.
Not on a rowing machine, you couldn't.
A rowing machine? On a tennis court?
Have you listened to a word I've said?
Of course I've listened. I'm trained to listen.
What did I say?
That there's been a tremendous racket centred in court because
No.
nobody has complex.
We're building a new fitness centre because all tennis courts are going to our new complex in Croft Crescent.
Yes, I knew it was something like that. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Would you care to try again and try listening this time?
Try again? As if I'm a novice?
Well, you did perform like a novice.
All right. Just this once. We've completely redesigned our range of rackets.
But they won't be much use on a rowing machine.
A rowing machine? What's all this about?
We're building a new fitness centre here and moving all our tennis courts to our new complex in Croft Crescent.
Fitness centre. Congratulations. How far have you got?
The building work will be finished in a month.
How about the kit?
We're still looking at the options.
We supply a lot of keep fit equipment, you know.
Do you? I thought you only sold tennis stuff.
Not at all. Here. Treadmills, exercise bikes, weight machines. Take a look. Who should I contact about the rackets, by the way?
Jim Ellis up at Croft Crescent.
You see what an advantage it is to listen. You've found new product for your customer and a new customer for your products.
All right, fair enough. On this occasion, I did need to, be reminded. Point taken.
Well, seems even my wife isn't perfect.
But you will be one day?
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, why don't we see if you've absorbed lesson 1 perfectly then?
Ask questions. Ask open questions to open people up. Keep control. And always listen.
Perfect.
Well, anyway, I feel I'm getting somewhere now.
Really? Because that was only lesson 1. Lesson 2, I call this...
Yes, by some overblown piece of jargon when what you really mean is...
Explain the benefits.
Ha!
All right then, why don't you try it?
It's got a 6-cylinder, graphite-free amalgam PRX lubricated MBT engine, auto-synchronized electronic side-mounted self-cleaning fuel injection valves, optional infrared rear suspension buffers, variable transverse suspension dampers with a tolerance of 8 grams per fluid ounce. Fibre optic in-car entertainment harnesses input STPs with 16 presets, plus a rear washer wiper. All in all, sir, the perfect car for you.
No. Explain the benefits. Tell him why he needs this model.
I did!
No, you didn't. You listed the features, not the benefits. You must look at your product from the customer's point of view. Present it in terms of his needs. Explain the benefits to him. Don't just list the features. You see, I wasn't being pretentious when I called it explaining the benefits.
Yes, but if your product's got amazing features, then surely you must...
Look, supposing a funeral director described a coffin purely in terms of its amazing features.
This is for yourself, is it, sir?
That's right. I've heard it saves a lot of trouble sorting these things out in advance.
Have I got a coffin for you, sir? Kiln-dried, marine weight Columbia beauty board. Packs flat to save wholesale delivery costs. We can store up to 50 in the garage out the back. In the event of a train crash or a cholera epidemic, we can have another dozen ready and prepared within the hour. The sides are hand-sprayed with 7 layers of polyurethane varnish to protect against scratching. It's lined with 25-gram rot-proof velveteen with inset tappings. The panelling is fire damp and rot-proof, and the base comes with 8mm easy glide rollers to protect the paintwork in the back of the hearse. Shall I put you down for 3?
Well, I was planning a cremation.
Fair enough. Then what you'll need is this. It's tungsten reinforced with a non-slip base and time-release deodorizing module. The ash retainer conforms to international quality standards and all the main European hygiene directives. We've sold over 100 in the past year and not a single customer complaint.
That's stupid!
Because the funeral director was looking at the whole thing from his point of view. And you'll be stupid if you try to sell from your point of view, through product features. You've got to sell through the customer's eyes, through the benefits he'll receive. Go on, try again.
This is for yourself, is it, sir?
That's right. I've heard it saves a lot of trouble sorting these things out in advance.
That's right. Pre-planning your own funeral does have its advantages. You choose what you want. You can pay in advance and at today's prices and save your family a lot of worry at a very distressing time. Were you planning on burial or cremation?
Burial at sea.
Then what you need is this. Excuse me. Hello?
Better?
Yes?
OK, let's try again with something a little more commonplace.
So, what sort of car would you be looking for?
I want something that will get me from A to B and will start in all weathers. Emergency calls always seem to happen in a blizzard, don't they?
Yeah. I see. So reliability would be a major factor.
Absolutely.
Will all your journeys around the parish be short ones, or do you sometimes have to make longer trips?
Very rarely. My family all live close by.
I see. So what you might want is a small car, economical, on fuel, with a lot of starting and stopping.
Well, yes, and some of my parishioners live up very narrow lanes.
See.
This is a very reliable, compact, economical model. Won't let you down in bad weather. Meets all your needs, and I can get it to you by the end of the week.
Meet your needs. That's much better. I think he's got it, don't you?
He's making progress.
I'm glad you're listening anyway.
Only to see how he's getting on.
So I can't teach you anything about lesson 2 then?
I should hope not.
How about last Friday afternoon?
Good afternoon. What kind of computer are you looking for?
I'm interested in purchasing a system, quite a large system. I'm planning to modernize the purchasing and stock control of a retail chain with sufficient flexibility for upgrading.
Do me a favor. Shove off.
My card.
Are you really?
Afraid so, yes. That chain of electronic stores. 86 of them. Mine. I was just passing and popped in on impulse. I often do things on impulse. Maybe that's why I'm a multimillionaire.
But people don't just walk in off the street and order computer systems for 86 stores.
Oh, absolutely. Our people have been in long discussions with your colleagues. I had doubts about your firm's attitude. That's why I wanted to pop in and check things out.
I can only apologize for having wasted your time.
Not at all. You haven't wasted my time. I found out everything I wanted to know. And now I will. Shove off.
It was incredibly bad luck.
So, you lost a big sale.
It was a 1 in a million chance.
Chance had nothing to do with it. You failed through a basic lack of technique. Because he wasn't wearing a suit, you presumed he wasn't a serious buyer. You jumped to conclusions about the customer. However unlikely it was, you should have tried to establish his needs and tried to meet them.
How can I help you?
I'm interested in a computer system. What kind of range do you stock?
Anything from laptops to mainframes. What kind were you looking for?
Well, quite a large system. I'm planning to modernize the purchasing and stock control of a retail chain. But I do need sufficient flexibility for upgrading.
How many outlets?
86 of them.
How much growth do you anticipate over the next 3 years?
20 more outlets each year.
Could I ask what kind of retail business you're in?
Electronic stores.
Quite a competitive business these days, Mr.
Jameson, here's my card.
Mr. Jameson. What I need to know is what your main applications are. Perhaps you could run through them. Then we can discuss how we're going to meet your current needs and cope with 60 new outlets over the next 3 years.
Ha! Well, she didn't do it on her own. I suppose there is just a possibility that one day she'll realize that she needs training too.
Whereas you feel that you are really absorbing your training lessons, do you?
Absolutely.
So let's see if you've absorbed lesson 2.
As if I wouldn't. Explain the benefits. Point out the benefits to the customer, not the features of the product. And always discuss everything in terms of the customer's needs. Right, got that. I can handle anything now. I'm ready for action.
Really? You do amaze me.
I know how to ask my questions. I know how to keep control. I know how to meet the customer's needs. I explain the benefits, not the features. Huh? Right?
You haven't done part 2, though, have you?
So there you are, Mr. Bashford. All-night patrols, dogs, walkie-talkies. Oh, I think we can give you near-perfect protection.
It's too expensive.
What?
It's too expensive. Hello? What? I'm on my way. Excuse me, I have to go. It's a crisis. Look, I'm interested in your stuff. I'm away next week. Why don't you come back a week on Friday?
Yes, Friday week it is, yes.
That was a stroke of luck. You better tell me part 2 quick.
We haven't finished part 1 yet. There's still the summary.
All right. Well, please, let's get it over with.
Lesson 1. Ask open questions.
So, how do you see your livestock plans developing?
I don't. We ploughed up all the pastures in the autumn. Switched them to corn.
Keep control.
How much would it cost?
What range of mileage do your salespeople do?
And always listen.
A fitness centre. Congratulations. How far have you got?
The building work will be finished in a month.
Lesson 2. Explain the benefits. Meet the customer's needs. Benefits, not features.
This is a very reliable, compact, economical model. Won't let you down in bad weather. Meets all your needs, and I can get it to you by the end of the week.
All common sense, really. It's fairly obvious.
Except that some people seem to forget it sometimes. Even really experienced people.
I thought you were perfect. Weren't you, darling?
Is that meant to be an open question?